Hello, Film Fest peoples. I am here at Fort Greene Park in Brooklyn and I'm about to have a conversation with Bruno Barros about the films that Red Eagle Cinema has submitted to the New Jersey Regional Summit. And he is here now, so let's get him right in here. So we are hosting the New Jersey Regional Summit next week. And this week, it's Wednesday and Thursday at the Cranford Theater in Cranford, New Jersey. Out of town, and we'll be screening Man with a Gun and Mean Sweets at the event on Wednesday. Hi, Bruno.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. It's
Thank you
nice
for
to
having
meet
me.
you. Yeah, I was just filling people in on what the Film Fest is and what the New Jersey event is, when it is. It's coming up
It,
fast,
it,
so
it's right around the corner.
it sure is. And you guys are screening on Wednesday, is that right?
Thursday, I believe.
Thursday.
Thursday the 24th,
Okay.
right?
Yes. I'm a left-right person. If I say left, you know I mean right. So when I say Wednesday, I mean Thursday. I think on the last live I said the event was on Tuesday and Thursday, and I was like, what?
Look, I don't blame you. There's a lot going on. And I think that's something that filmmakers don't realize how difficult it is to put together like a festival or an event to showcase our film. So, big thank you to you for organizing
Oh,
this.
thank you. I appreciate that. Even small ones, even the small event is like there's so many little details, and then
A lot of
also like
moving parts.
remembering all these awesome movies. You're like, okay, I know all these films, but then you introduce yourself to someone at the event, and you're like, oh, hey, I love, and you're like, oh, that was not the right film.
Definitely happens.
They're like, oh, but you know what I mean, right? Right?
Definitely.
So,
I get it. I get it.
but yeah, let's talk about you. So these two films are awesome. I can't wait to screen them,
Thank you.
and because I've seen them obviously, but I want to see them on the big screen. And since Cranford is an actual movie theater, so this is too like sometimes film fests are at libraries, and I'm sure our future events will be at all kinds of different places. But this is actually on a screen, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
And
same.
yeah, so tell us about. Well, first let's talk about you and Red Eagle Cinema.
Yeah, it's a company I started. I run my productions out of Red Eagle Cinema, um, and we've now done three shorts out of it, and I'm working towards getting the first feature done under
Awesome.
that umbrella. So fingers crossed. Hopefully that'll be soon.
That's awesome, and I hope to see that in the film fest
Yes.
too. So the Art of Movie Making Film Fest, I don't think I got to say yet, is all about behind the scenes. So we have award categories like best stop motion,
Hmm.
best puppets, best prop, best set design and build. We did had just set design before and realized like building is a completely
Oh
different
yeah.
skill.
Yes.
We've also just recently added a miscellaneous because we're here to celebrate all the behind the scenes. We don't want to leave anybody out, but there's so many roles. It's impossible to have an award category for everyone.
It's a
So
it's a lot.
so if someone is, wants to submit something for lighting or for, DP or gaffing or anything, just like there's a miscellaneous category now, so you can just
Cool.
pop it in there. But yeah, so now we're going to do a special screening, which only means that we're going to just do the screening and then talk right after it for Man with a Gun. So tell us about that one.
Man with a Gun was done a little while ago. That was actually just before the Red Eagle Cinema. So technically, it kind of came into the Red
It's
Eagle
still
Cinema
you.
fold, but it's pre Red Eagle Cinema. It's about a man who commits a crime, and it's the next 24 hours after he does that. And, it's up to the audience member to find out or it's up to them to decide whether it was whether he's in the right or in the wrong for doing what he did.
Awesome. And then who are we going to be hearing from at the event about their
So
roles?
hopefully we are going to have Phil Beck there. Phil Beck is incredible. He's a special effects artist, and I think artist is the best way to put it because it is an art. He's been doing it for decades. He came in under his father, who I just found out recently, unfortunately passed away earlier this year. But his father was also a big special effects guy. They've worked on all kinds of projects, all kinds of budgets, from your indies all the way to your big Hollywood stuff. And he came in through my one of my close friends and DP Mike Gomes, who had worked with him on a music video, and in that music video they blew up a house, or they made it look like the house was blowing up. There were some special effects, and then you marry that with some visual effects in post. And we brought him in to do some fake gunshots and have the blood splatter and all that. And he was incredible. He was great.
That's awesome. And you mentioned Mike Gomes. I want to shout out him because I think he's how we got connected. And
He
then I
is.
want to further back that and shout out Mark Polish because he's the one who introduced me to Mark Gomes. So this is how people watching, if you are just getting into the film industry, this is how it works.
Yep.
You follow the chain and you meet someone who introduced you
Networking.
to someone else, who introduced you to someone else. So this is why you need to come to events like this. So come on out.
Agreed.
I know it's a Wednesday, Thursday, but the weather is still good. It's still fall. It's not too cold
Gonna
yet.
be in the
So I
70s.
know it's going to be awesome.
Great.
Yeah, so come on out and join us. We have also announced free first small popcorn to everyone.
Cool. All right.
I know,
That's a
big
nice little
incentive.
bonus.
It's a bonus for me.
Yeah.
I love popcorn, and the
Yeah.
Cranford Theater's popcorn is like on point. So we got a lot of people here. Hey, everybody! Thanks for joining. Okay, so that's Man with a Gun, and then I want to pop over to this house that you blew up. Was that in New Jersey?
That that was not with
Okay,
my production. That was a music video that Mike Gomes DP'd.
gotcha.
That's where he met Phil. That was a completely separate project. I was not part of that. I don't know where the house was located. I wish Mike was around. Unfortunately, he's in Brazil shooting,
Right, right.
filming a
I
movie.
know that's so
But
awesome. I'm seeing his pictures.
yeah, it'd be nice to ask him where that was for sure.
Yeah, well, I only asked because someone else told me about a project that's related. So that's the other thing is once you start getting into it, everyone is like 1 degree of separation from Kevin Bacon, as
Oh,
they say. So like, I'm
absolutely.
like, is this the same project that someone just told me about?
Who knows? Who
Right? It could
knows?
be. So, all right. And then Mean Swedes, freaking hysterical.
Thank you,
So
thank you. It's probably the one I'm most proud of so far.
it's really good because it has like that feature like feel to it, if
Hmm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a short, like you want more. You're like, okay, cool. Can you make this into a feature length? Because this is not enough.
Yeah, so Mean Sweets came about. It was an idea by the two main actors who first approached me. We were in the same acting class, and they knew that I produced as well. And they approached me with the story, and I was like, "Look, I'm not a writer. I'm a producer, but write it, bring it to me, and I'll help you guys out for sure if it's a cool story." And some time passed. I think they tried to work with another writer. It didn't really. It wasn't really in the vein of what they were looking for. In the meantime, Eric, who's a very close collaborator of mine and is the writer and director of Mean Sweets, he started going to this acting class and he met Paul and Matt, and they approached him about it, like, "Hey, you're a writer. Would you be interested?" Eric liked the concept as well, just like I did. We thought it was something cool, and Eric wrote it to be a series. So we have a pitch deck with the episodes kind of
Yes.
highlighted out. How each episode goes, and this is kind of the first two episodes scrunched up together. Um, and we wrote it. We pulled some money between the four of us, and we got it made.
That's amazing. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And so, again, the Art of Movie Making Film Festival is all about behind the scenes. So, what kind of behind the scenes stuff? I mean, it's a comedy. So
Yeah.
like when we do something like a horror or something artsy or something that is just like stop motion, clearly there's creatives and arts that goes
Yeah,
behind it.
for
But
sure.
it's less obvious
Mhm.
when you have, like you mentioned, special effects is definitely an art. But it's less obvious on something like a comedy. So what behind the scenes artistry is happening there?
Yeah, so one of the things, and the budget was very, very tight, so everyone has to wear multiple hats. And one of the things was, for example, the story calls for a specific brand of chocolate. So we worked with an artist friend of ours who designed the logo and the wrapper, and then I took that and I printed out uh, like the paper as a wrapper to put the chocolate in so that it looked like we had actual chocolate by that brand. So there was a little bit of artistry and figuring things out with that and some trial and error. Also, something that I was pretty proud of. I think it came out pretty well. And then besides that, dealing with our our sound. post sound and post color, I think were big. You know, we went with a big color house called Picture Shop, I believe, in New York, and I believe Ryan Duffy is going to be there. He was kind of our liaison there, and helped bring us in, and helped make sure the project was taken care of and done properly. Um, and that was huge. I think that really elevated the quality of our project, because we had real professionals who work on your big union projects getting the color done for the short.
Yeah,
And
that's
again,
awesome.
and once again, huge by Mike Gomes coming in with that connect, and being able to massage us in.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like you said, sound and color are probably two of the big differentiators, right? Of
Yeah,
like amateur film versus more professional look. So,
yeah.
and those are two categories we have awards for. So if you work on those things, one of those things that like this film is amazing. But say you did props for a film that is not amazing or didn't go anywhere, or maybe even not didn't get even finished. Like you could still submit to us for this film fest.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like you could just say like here's like you don't even have to submit the entire film. You can
Yeah,
just say, you know, hey Bruno, I want to get an award for best prop for making this chocolate, whatever,
yeah.
and I just need to submit like a clip long enough for them to see if it looks real and it
Right,
fits, like it's a good fit in the film. I don't have to see if the film, like the quality of the movie could be garbage. I just want to
right.
see did your part. And that way, if you are trying to build your credibility, you're trying to build credits for your website and your business or yourself and move yourself up, or even if you're a student, you can still be you could be an award-winning prop maker and
Mhm.
have never been on an award-winning film, right?
And I think
So
I think that's huge, because sometimes, especially on the lower tier stuff, indie stuff, you have one or two people who really distinguish themselves, and are above the rest of the crew, and being able to say, like, hey, I want to show my work, even though the work as a whole wasn't completed or wasn't up to par or whatever. I could just show my part of what I did. That's pretty cool. That's huge.
yeah, because a lot of times it's, especially as the behind the scenes person or a stunt person or something, like there's a lot of stuff you have no control over. So
Yeah.
you don't have any control of how they promoted the film or how if it got finished,
Everything.
the finances and everything. So
And it really, it comes that there's so many moving pieces in filmmaking, that like everything can go right, and then one thing goes wrong and it derails
right.
everything. It's like you said, the advertising could have not been there. There could have been something wrong with the edit, or maybe, like, for example, I co-produced a feature a few years ago, kind of when I was starting out, and I helped get it made. And there was a lot of I'm just going to be real. There's a lot of amateur, myself included, a lot of amateur people working on the production, and a lot of things kind of fell. And when we took it to the edit, you know, it wasn't a powerful and strong enough story. There were things that were missing, and we tried to put it together. And I think there is an edit. There's a cut out there somewhere, but it didn't go very far.
Right. So yeah, so we're just trying to look for ways to help behind the scenes people, get some
Yeah.
kudos and accolades, things they can put on their resume or their
That's
portfolio, and help
yeah.
them get that first. Because then once you're in on something, then it grows from there. But it's hard to get through those first gates.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. And it's kind of what I had mentioned to you earlier. I don't think I see any festivals kind of looking at the behind the scenes people. It's usually, the actors, the director, DP, writer. It's the above the line people
yeah.
typically that are getting all the recognition. So it's nice to see something where, your sound guy, your props person, your wardrobe,
Yes.
your hair and makeup people are getting recognized. That's definitely
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, and the other part of that is that they get to come and talk about how did they get into it. Because I think too,
Yeah.
because it's not in the forefront, people who are looking to get into it, they have no roadmap. They don't.
Yeah,
How do if I
absolutely.
do makeup and I'm doing makeup for weddings and I want to get out of
Yeah.
that, like I don't know a
Yeah.
way how do I get into film?
Yeah.
And so I think that this is a place where you can meet other people who are doing it, or meet the filmmakers who are expect like we're not excluding filmmakers for coming. We
No.
want to give the filmmakers an
Yeah.
opportunity to celebrate though those people that worked hard with them, you know, instead of like
Absolutely.
continuing to go, oh, next project.
And look, you brought up a good point, which is like, you get on your first one, and then if you hustle and you do a good job and you get recognized for that, you're gonna start getting recommended for other jobs. And like we said in the beginning of this video, it's all about networking, and
Yep,
it's, you know, the degrees of separation. This person connects you to this person, which connects you to that person, and you start
exactly.
getting better as you keep doing it. You get better at your craft and better, and you start getting bigger jobs.
Yeah, and I want to. Speaking of that, before we jump off too, I want to thank you for also introducing me to Gina,
Yes, of course.
because Queen of Magic is amazing.
It's incredible. I remember when she was, you know, when she was producing it and pre-production, and we spoke about it a little bit. And I got to read the script. I got to see the first draft of the edit and give some notes, which was kind of cool. It's quite, for the budget that they had and what it is, it's quite the undertaking, and to pull it off as well as they did,
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
yeah. But thank you for recommending her,
Yeah,
because
of
like
course.
again, also like you also need these champions. Like I'll tell you, I've been out here hustling, trying to get people. You know, we're a new
Yeah,
film fest, so until
yeah,
your name is big, people don't just find you and submit. You have to go out and seek people out
yeah.
and say, hey, you know, hey, we're here. And some people are like, oh, that's really cool. Like, how can I help? And other people are like, eh.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's nice to meet somebody who's like, this is cool, let me help you with some other people. But then also think about, like, can we bring a woman in here? Like
yeah.
I had no problem finding men to be involved, and that's is what it is. But I would love also for us to be thinking about how do we bring other people in, and when we are making referrals, thinking about making
No,
it more and more diverse.
100%. And I think to me, it's like rising tides lift all ships,
Yeah,
and if I'm helping my friends, they'll help me at some point or another. And even if they don't, by them elevating and me being associated with them, I'm also getting elevated. And it's about fostering a community, helping each other out. And I think the people who you were mentioning, that like some people are like, oh yeah, how do I help? I think those are the ones that are going to be the most successful in this industry, and the ones that are kind of just like, whatever, they're probably not going to go as far.
right. So, okay, well, we're getting close to time. I'll keep these relatively short. And leave people wanting more, so they will come to the event next
Yeah,
Wednesday, not
please.
Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday at Cranford Theater, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come grab your free popcorn, meet people, networking. We will have a step and repeat and all that. We're not fancy schmancy though, so don't worry about if you were in your day clothes. Just come on out. This is, I wouldn't say we're blue collar, but we're not the glamour and glitz of the people above the line,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the
So
above the line, exactly. And Wednesday
we want to,
has some great films. I know some of
yeah.
those films as well. Wednesday
Yeah, so
has
these
some
ones
great
will play
films.
Thursday, but Wednesday's films are amazing as well. And thank you so much for jumping on here. Anything else you want to say or leave people with before we go?
No, that's it. I mean, everyone always asks what's next. Like I said, I'm working on a feature right now, working on two actually, and trying to get those off the ground. And who knows, maybe at a TAM film festival soon, I'll be showing my feature.
Love it. Love it. All
So,
right. Thanks, Bruno.
all right, thank
We'll
you so
see
much,
you on
Laura. I'll see
Thursday.
you next week.
Okay.
Yeah, Steph, and probably Wednesday. I'm
Oh,
gonna try to make it Wednesday as well.
that would be amazing.
Cool.
All
All
right.
right.
I'll see you then.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.